All right, so welcome everybody. Thank you for coming today to Senate Bill 569 and beyond, ensuring quality in hybrid and virtual learning with QM. So the first thing we'd like to do is introduce ourselves and Quality Matters today to our participants. Suzie?
Hello, everyone. I am Suzie Scheffler. I am the K-12 Community Engagement Manager. I started at Quality Matters about 6 years ago. Prior to that time, I began my career in elementary education before transitioning to adult ed, where I eventually led a program of 15 towns. I oversaw their CPE program as well as develop that into a blended program. I contracted for many, many years, and part of that contracting was serving as a QM course reviewer and facilitating the K-12 reviewer course. So that was my early experiences with Quality Matters before coming here full time. So welcome.
And I am Pam Shaw. I'm the Director of K-12 Quality Assurance. Prior to that, I'm a music teacher by my original training, and then I moved to several states. I ended up in Illinois, and once I got my teaching certificate all set up here in the state of Illinois, I found a job with Illinois Virtual School, which is now known as Illinois Virtual Schools and Academy. And that is how I got introduced to Quality Matters. They embraced QM as their quality assurance processes and program. And so I was introduced and started taking training, and I became a K-12 course reviewer, a K-12 master reviewer who led our official course reviews here at QM, and then a facilitator of our reviewer course where we train people to review courses. And then this position opened up, overseeing the K-12 review process here at QM, and I've been here for 4 years doing that. So happy to meet everyone. All right, Susie's going to tell us a little bit about QM.
Yes, so Quality Matters is a nonprofit academic peer-based organization. We started in 1997. Um, and our membership spans across not only the country, but around the world. Going to talk a little bit about our K-12 membership since we're here to talk a little bit of K-12. We have multiple international members as well as members from almost every state in the United States. In the entire state of Hawaii and Wyoming are members.
All right, so Texas, we have been pretty involved within Texas. We have quite a few members across the state, including ISDs and Texas universities. We have a number of our vendors who come to us to certify courses against the TEKS. And we have been the Texas Virtual School Network approved course review provider since 2020. So we're pretty active in the state of Texas, and with Senate Bill 569, we are anticipating that we might be able to help ISDs across Texas even more. So course requirements established by Senate Bill 569 include that schools certify those courses and to TEA and let them know that those courses meet the national standards for quality online courses. We'll get into what those standards are here in a little bit, but that language is embedded in Senate Bill 569 as well as the instructions that have gone out from TEA about how to comply with 569 as you're setting up your virtual and hybrid programs. And then the other big piece that we look at when we are reviewing courses is that schools must certify that each course includes the appropriate Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, or TEKS. So those are two big things that we look at also in, here at QM and with our Quality Matters rubric, and we'll give some more details next. All right. And Susie's going to talk about the NSQ.
Fantastic. So, for those of you that who are not familiar with the national standards for quality online learning, in 2019, DLAC Quality Matters and the VLLA partnered to help develop three sets of standards. Those three sets of standards are the NSQ Online Course Standards, the NSQ Online Teaching Standards, and the NSQ Online Program Standards. Can you switch slides? Yeah. They are research supported, they're flexible, and they're continuously revised. We actually just had a revision period last year in 2025. We refreshed the online course standards, these national standards for online courses. I apologize. We also refreshed the program standards, and we did a complete revision of those NSQ teaching standards. I should have said next slide. Yeah. So yeah, those are the three sets. And coming soon, as in I believe by the end of 2025, if not, it'll be right at the beginning of 2026, the leadership standards will be coming out. So just like the program standards align fit as part of those online, along with the online course standards. So if you have high quality course, you can use that as part of your high quality program. That those leadership standards are going to relate to those online teaching standards. So just those standards focus on best practices in teaching, and these will focus on best practice in leadership. So there will soon be four sets of standards. One way I want to begin by talking about is are those NSQ for online courses. Now they come in, there are 7 standards, and each of those standards are broken down into smaller standards, which are referred to as indicators. But the overarching topics are course overview and support, that content within that standard, those courses, think of your TEKS standards, instructional design, learner assessment. And when we're looking at assessment and content, we're looking at those alignment pieces, accessibility and usability, which is a hot topic right now, course technology, and course evaluation. And QM kind of comes into play when we talk a little bit about course evaluation. And for that, Pam, I'll let you.
Sure. So the Quality Matters organization has a number of different rubrics. That's really how we started as an organization. Is it 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 was discovered that there was a lot of inconsistency across online learning, and a bunch of higher ed folks got together and got a grant and developed the very first QM rubric. The K-12 rubric came along later, but the K-12 rubric has 48 specific review standards across 8 general standards. It's similar to the big topic areas of the national standards for quality online courses. It's arranged a little bit differently, but it has those big buckets, and then it has specific review standards that go into a great deal of detail in terms of how to apply those. What does it look like in a course? Examples of what to look for in your courses to make sure that you are aligned. Now, here's the great thing. Suzie mentioned that the national standards for quality online courses were just revised. QM is a project manager along with the Virtual Learning Leadership Alliance and DLAC. Those 3 organizations partner on the national standards, and so we really tie that K-12 rubric along with the national standards for quality online courses. Kathy's going to drop in the chat a crosswalk between the national standards for quality on online courses and the K-12 rubric. But really, if you get your course QM certified or you adopt a QM certified course, that is considered the official mark of quality for the national standards for quality online courses because they are tied together. It's just that the K-12 rubric for QM goes a lot deeper. It's a lot more detailed, and it's intended for the review of courses, whereas the national standards are a little less detailed and they're more generalized in terms of the way people use them. And that alignment to content standards, in this case, of course, the TEKS, is absolutely required. We have one general standard that talks about all of the TEKS are covered in this course, in the materials, in the assessments, in the and in the learning activities. So we do look at that across multiple standards called the alignment standards, and then we have one specific standards where our reviewers will look for is every single TEKS covered in the course. So really through the QM tool and the K-12 rubric, you can be looking at courses through both of those lenses required by Senate Bill 569. So when you build your own courses as you're developing those for these programs that you're setting up, you can use the NSQ as well as the QM rubric as a guide. So that NSQ contains some great explanations and examples that you can kind of start to get that general overview of what do I need to be thinking about. And then you can dive into the QM rubric as a really deep dive with the detailed annotations and those multiple examples of best practices for your own course design. You can also use that to review your own courses against our QM rubric. So we have a number of tools to help you do that. QM offers tools for self-reviews where someone who has designed their own course, they can go in and they look at it themselves. You can do internal reviews where you can take your organization and you can put several people on a review team and review it together. We have custom rubrics and reviews that can be set up. So if there's certain things, let's say you're starting on one general standard and you want to just review for that one specific thing first and kind of break it out into chunks, you can certainly chunk it out like that and do custom rubrics and set those up. And then finally, if you wish, you can put your courses through an official Quality Matters review and receive a Quality Matters certification on those courses. So there's a lot of ways that we kind of scaffold this process for our members. And if you use vendor courses as you're setting up your hybrid and virtual programs, you can also check Quality Matters list of certified courses that's getting dropped in the chat as well, to see if any of those folks have certified courses with Quality Matters. And either way, you can request that vendors have their courses QM certified against the TEKS for your organization. We have folks do that all the time. We have people even embed that in their course approval process for their organization, that they will ask those vendors to do that. So whether you're designing your own courses or you're purchasing vendor courses, either way, you can turn to QM to help with that requirement that Senate Bill 569 has to certify, with the certify being a little bit looser term, of course, than QM certification, but you're basically self-certifying to TEA that your courses have all the TEKS, the correct TEKS, and they meet the national standards for quality online courses. All of that can be verified through these QM tools and processes. All right, and Susie's going to talk about other ways that QM can support your online or hybrid
Thank you. So we are a member-based organization. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be a member in order to use our services. A membership will provide you with a discount on course reviews as well as professional development, which I will get into in a moment. But so it does provide you a significant discount, but there are also some other QM benefits to being a member. The big benefit is access to that fully annotated QM K-12 rubric. As Pam mentioned, it aligns with those NSQ online course standards, but it's more in depth and takes a much deeper dive. So it really is a fantastic resource for developing your courses, improving your courses, or vetting external courses. QM members also have access to those review tools. So if you want to use the rubric or the NSQ standards against your course to ensure that they meet standards, we have tools built in that will allow you to do that easily and keep track of what you're finding and where you think you might need to improve your course. As mentioned, plenty of PD opportunities and discounts. Can I get the next slide? And I also should mention each month we have a free online webinar. They're called the QM Success Stories, and they are hosted by our members. So it's somebody telling you how they've been successful using QM or using those best practices. But let's talk about some of the PD we offer. First one I want to talk about, we kind of consider this our flagship course. It's the Applying the QM K-12 Rubric. And this is the perfect course if you want to look at that QM rubric and you want to look at how your course, how can you improve your course, or maybe you want to use it to vet other people's courses. When I was running that blended program I mentioned earlier, I used QM to help me vet vendors and to figure out what courses would be the best match for our students. So this course is really, you're getting started to learning that QM rubric, and it's your first step towards becoming a certified QM course reviewer. I also want to mention that this course fully aligns with those NSQ online course standards because it fully aligns with the QM rubric. So the two go hand in hand. Next. So if you're anything like me, when you took that applying the QM rubric course, because I went to iNicole many, many years ago, learned about this course, learned about QM, I wanted to go back and learn more, took the applying the QM rubric course, and I was a little bit hooked. I wanted to definitely be a QM reviewer. I thought it would be so much fun and so cool. Check out other people's courses, and I was not disappointed. It really was. Being a reviewer, I will tell you honestly, is the best PD in the world, and it's a bonus that you get earn a stipend for doing that PD. But it's just fantastic to pull back that curtain and really look to see what are other people doing in their courses, what works, what doesn't work. I always like to review it from that student perspective. Reviewers have access to the teacher and student perspective, which you want to look at both, and our reviewers do look at both. But I always love that student view the most because I really like to sit in the student seats and see what they were seeing and see what are some cool ways I could develop my courses to really meet my students' need. So if you're interested in being a QM reviewer, the next course after the Applying the QM Rubric course is this QM K-12 Reviewer course. And in this course, you even get to do a practice review. So you get a little sneak peek to see if you like it or not and enjoy it. So this one really dives into not just how to use the rubric in the review, but also what is required of a reviewer. What does a QM review look like from the reviewer perspective? What's going to be expected from you? And being a reviewer, you also get to work with other leaders in the field. So that's fun as well. So once you complete this course, you get your QM K-12 course reviewer certification. And then you're all set and you can officially become a QM reviewer. And you know the rubric inside and out.
Can I add
Next slide.
something to that, Susie?
Absolutely.
So because Senate Bill 569 does require organizations running hybrid and virtual programs to self-certify to the Texas Education Agency, having your staff go through this course really strengthens their ability to do that and your confidence that your courses really are aligned to the national standards for quality online courses. So in addition to all of those opportunities that Susie talked about, this really strengthens sort of your argument per se about that alignment of your courses if you've actually had your folks do the reviewer training and then do those self-certification. Right.
So I'm trying to remember why we have this slide here. Sorry. So the NSQ, oh, I was thinking it was online courses. Sorry, little brain freeze mid-afternoon. Apologize, everyone. So now we've talked a little bit about some of the PD we offer for course designs. And I just want you to know that this is only a small portion of the PD that we offer. And if you're interested in taking any professional development with Quality Matters, absolutely reach out to me. I will be happy to talk to you about your goals for yourself or your staff to make sure that you are choosing the PD that's the right step choice for you. As Pam mentioned, there's some great reasons in Texas to take that reviewer training and to learn how to use the reviewer tools. But I also want to tell you about another cool series that we developed this year. It's brand new. It's the NSQ online teaching certificate. And that certificate fully aligns with those NSQ teaching standards. So the best practices of teaching that we talked about, they are all mapped out in this online teaching certificate, brand new for K-12. We have a higher ed version and a K-12 one, and the K-12 one is the one that aligns with those NSQ standards. It has been developed specifically for our K-12 educators. We know that there are so many teachers out there that are doing fantastic things in a brick and mortar setting. And often administrators or teachers are concerned with how does that translate into an online setting? How do you do what you do so well in a brick and mortar setting and do that in an online environment? How do you continue to engage your students, build those relationships, do all the things you've been doing? So that's what the focus of these workshops are. They are really on, we know you know how to teach, but this is how you can use those skills fit in an online setting. They run for a month at a time and they are self-paced. So they are 5 workshops. You can take them all at once or you can spread them out over a few months. I would recommend spreading them out a little bit so you're not taking 5 workshops all at the same time. Like I said, they are self-paced, but they take about 10 to 15 hours per workshop. And we know that you're teaching or doing other things at the same time. So these are the 5 workshops: the professional online teacher, modeling responsible online presence, developing an online community of learners, facilitating meaningful learning engagement, and instructional design to facilitate learning. So again, these are 5 self-paced workshops. And once you've completed all 5, you earn your NSQ aligned teaching online certificate, which I think is really fantastic, especially in a state like Texas, where you are already focused on making sure that your courses are high quality, that they fully align with those TEKS standards, and those online courses are doing exactly what your brick and mortar classes are doing in meeting the needs of your students. And now you're ensuring that you have teachers that are comfortable in that online setting as well.
Yes, absolutely, Susie. So that's really the purpose of, why we're here today to introduce QM to you, because we really would like to partner with you to help ensure that quality in your virtual and hybrid courses, as well as your teaching, so you can successfully meet those Senate Bill 569 requirements, but also go beyond that to offer a quality experience to your students. We do have those tools, we have the training to help you. And some of you are building programs from scratch. Some of you are taking sort of programs that now you're able to expand under the new 569. It really opens things up for you in the state of Texas. And we really do have the tools and training to help you. So now we'd like to address any questions that might have come up. Melissa, is there anything in the chat we can address?
I am not seeing anything.
Can I add something? This is Kathy.
Sure.
I wanted to mention, going back to what we first talked about, for districts that are considering using a vendor, if they are listed on our certified courses list, they have both a what we call a final report, which is a list of all of the evidence and suggestions for improvement that the team found during the review of the course, and a alternate report that is for specifically the NSQ standards, and they can provide those both to you for you to review. So all you have to do is just ask them and they can email it to you.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Kathy. I appreciate it. Yeah, so we have a lot of information outside of what is just on our website. Yeah, that you can ask vendors for. All right. Any concluding thoughts, Susie, you want to share?
No, I hope that you reach out to us. I would love to talk to you. Even if everything we talked about today, you're like, well, I don't know if that's what we need, but we need something else. Reach out to us. We want to talk to you. We want to partner with you.